All right, let's talk about something that I know drives people crazy. You pour your heart and soul into a corporate sponsorship proposal. You hit send, and you get crickets. Total silence. Well, if that sounds familiar, this explainer is for you. We're going to completely flip your approach, moving you from just, asking for a check to building real, powerful alliances. Okay, let's get into it.
It's so frustrating, right? We've all been there. You send out these amazing, carefully crafted emails, you follow up, and nothing. You start wondering, is our mission not compelling enough? Are we talking to the wrong companies? But what if the real problem is something totally different? The single biggest mistake that so many nonprofits make is coming at this with the completely wrong mindset. It's a really subtle shift, but it's one that can sabotage everything before you even get started. The truth is, your mission is incredible, but it's the way you frame the conversation that makes all the difference.
Okay, look at this. This chart just breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got donation thinking. It's all about us, our needs, why we need money. It feels like a transaction. But look at the other side, partnership thinking. This flips the entire script. It's about mutual value. It's about achieving their goals. It's not a transaction, it's a relationship. Honestly, getting this difference is the key to everything.
So let's start right there with that big shift. We're going to redefine the very foundation of this relationship. It's time to stop thinking of this as an ask for a handout and start seeing it for what it really truly is, a business proposition. Let's just pull this definition apart for a second. The key phrase here, the one you've got to highlight, is in exchange for. This is huge. It frames sponsorship not as charity, but as a strategic investment. A company isn't just giving you money out of the goodness of their heart, they are purchasing access to marketing opportunities and the positive brand glow that you can offer. And boom, this slide just lays it all out. We're moving away from that old pitch, please, we need money, which kind of feels like begging, right? Instead, we're moving toward a new pitch. We can connect you with the exact people you want to reach. Suddenly, you're not coming in with your hand out. You're walking in as a strategic partner with something valuable to offer. It changes the whole vibe. So, how does this new mindset actually change things on the ground? Well, it all starts with recognizing the incredible and often hidden value that your organization already has. And, spoiler alert, it's way more than you probably think. Seriously, take a second and think about this. When you're putting a pitch together, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it your website traffic, the size of your email list, how many people show up to your annual gala? I mean, those things are okay, but they might not be your most powerful asset at all. And here it is. This is the secret weapon for nonprofits of any size, big or small. A huge generic audience is often way less valuable than a smaller, super targeted one. Listen, it's not about the sheer number of eyeballs. It's about getting a sponsor in front of the right eyeballs. Okay, check out this quote. It is the perfect example of this in action. 100 people, all young professionals, all actively looking to buy a $500,000 home. Think about that. For a real estate company or a mortgage broker, that is pure gold. Your little gala with just 100 people just became infinitely more valuable than some massive festival with 10,000 random attendees. It's all about knowing who is in your room. All right, so you've figured out your value. Awesome. Now it's time to talk deals. But listen, we've got to ditch this old school idea that negotiation is a fight, a win-lose battle. In the world of sponsorships, that approach is just a recipe for disaster. This needs to be a collaborative conversation. That's right. We're not just aiming for a win-win. Nope. We're aiming for a win-win-win. A successful, modern sponsorship doesn't just benefit you and the sponsor. There's a third, absolutely crucial party in this whole thing. And if they don't win, nobody really does. And here they are, the three winners. Of course, your organization wins by getting resources. The sponsor wins by hitting their marketing goals. But the most important person, the one who isn't even at the negotiation table, is your audience. Their experience is everything. This is the absolute bottom line. If a sponsorship makes your event clunky or feels like a sellout, everyone loses. The sponsor comes off as intrusive, you lose some of your credibility, and your audience just feels, used. So you always have to ask yourself, does this activation actually add to their experience, or does it take something away? Okay, this brings us to the really practical part. the nuts and bolts of what you're actually offering. If you want to get those high-value partnerships, you have to think way beyond the two most common and, frankly, least valuable things people usually offer. I'm just going to be real with you here. Slapping a logo on a website or a banner has almost zero value these days. Companies don't want to just be seen by your audience. They want to engage with them. They want to start conversations, capture leads, build actual relationships. Your job is to create the opportunities for that to happen. And hey, don't get stuck thinking it's all about cash. You've got to broaden your definition of what support even looks like. In-kind donations, like free products or expert services, can save you a fortune. Media sponsorships can get your message out to a huge audience, and tapping into their employee giving programs, that can unlock a whole new amazing stream of support. You know, value gets created on a bunch of different levels in a really great partnership. First, there's the obvious organizational value. You get resources, brand awareness. Then there's host value. Your team learns new skills from corporate volunteers. There's also personal value, as their employees get to grow and be recognized. And finally, it's outward-focused, where your own staff can pick up new ways of doing things that make your whole organization stronger.
So here it is, an actionable playbook. 1, do your homework. Find companies that actually align with your mission and your audience. 2, create a value proposition that focuses on their goals, not just yours. 3, build out some tiered packages, gold, silver, bronze, to give them clear options. And 4, create a professional, dedicated page on your website just for corporate partners. Make it easy for them to say yes. And remember, signing the deal, that's not the end, not even close. That's actually just the starting line. The real work begins now in turning a one-time transaction into a long-term alliance that just gets better and better over time. This is how you make sure they come back next year. You have to deliver on your promises, shout them out on social media, create cool co-branded stuff together, and, most importantly, track the results. You've got to report back with hard data, KPIs, reach, engagement, to prove their return on investment. Make it an absolute no-brainer for them to renew with you. And that really brings us full circle. After everything we've talked about, the whole path forward really just boils down to this one question. It's a choice. Are you going to keep asking for a handout, or are you going to start offering a strategic, valuable partnership? Because when you make that shift, you change the entire game, and you unlock a whole new world of possibilities for your organization.